Hi everyone, it's Penny. I'm back and I've been a little scarce the last few weeks. Today I just had this idea that I wanted to do something with a little bit of mixed media, some collage, a very loose abstract floral. I only have like I said, a very loose idea of what I want to try, but I'm going to start by just getting some collage materials down on my page to get started with, and then I'll add some paint. These are some printed papers that I did with my jelly print plate, and I'm still crazy about these things. Now I think I'm just going to start putting some color. Feel free to comment in the comment section if you prefer videos that just fast forward through everything, or if you prefer ones like this from time to time that talk as I work. And I'm not going to promise that I'm going to keep doing this. Sometimes I get in a zone and I forget to talk, at which point I will go back and dub over, do a voiceover. So I want some softer colors. I'm going to do kind of my soft aqua, and then I want to do some pinks in here. Let's see. Now this is a Jane Davenport paint. I love her paints. It's pretty bright, and I might use parts of that, but I'm probably going to tone it down quite a bit. Alright, so my paper started to buckle a little bit from that, but it was going to do it anyway with all the water medium and stuff I'm putting on it, so it's not a big deal. You can always flatten your paper back out. That's not a worry I have. Since I want this really drippy, instead of putting the watercolor, the acrylic in here, I'm going to put it in one of these and add the water to make it soupy. And so let me, that's the rose gold, but let me try. I have like 4 different metallic golds, but when I look at them, some are a little bit darker gold than others, and I think that's what I want for this. Now, one of the things that I like to do when I have leftover paint is use it. So this is the little book journal I've been working on for a while. Okay, so I have let it dry. Now I'm back, and I'm going to mix some green for some of the leaves I'll be doing in the background so that I can build up to the flowers on top. And to do that, I've got Jane Davenport's, just the bright green she has in one of her packs. I don't see that they label these for the exact color. If they do, I have not found it. So they're just, she sells them in sets, and there's different sets, and so if you get them all, you'll have all the colors. But I like them because I can so easily get out exactly the amount I want, and they don't get clogged like some of these do. So I'm going to take my wet brush, and let me see if there's another color I want to. I know this is kind of a strange thing, but I'm going to put a little bit of this magenta, mulberry, whatever it is, down here. So now I'm just going to move some of these colors into each other. And I want them kind of soupy, and I don't want them perfect either. And the other way I'm going to move them around is I cut up little pieces of credit card. a while back. And it keeps me from getting too much perfection in one spot. Remember now, this is abstract, so it gives you a lot of license to work intuitively. Notice I'm not making leaf shapes. Not at this point. Now I may add a little shape to them when I get to the end, but not right now. Okay. Got some nice little splatters. Now, I love the splatters, but in order for them to do what they need to do, I need to be patient at this point. If you put the heat gun to your splatters, sometimes they lose some of that perfect roundness that they have. It blows them out, it dries them too fast. You get this little puckering dot right in the middle. So I am going to go get some things done around my house. I'm going to let this sit for a few minutes and dry before I come back and start adding my layers onto my flowers. Okay, so everything is dry. Now I want to put just a little more detail on the flowers. So I don't know if you can see my palette. Yeah. So I'm going to put, I don't know if I'm going to use this neon pink, to be very honest with you. But I'm going to put a little bit there. Some of this Jane Davenport pink that I really like, and then I've got some of this baby pink by Folk Art. I'll put a little bit more of that. Ugh. Made a mess. Okay. And maybe a little bit of this magenta. Just a little softer white to add into these flowers that I want to do. So let me just play with some of this.
So I decided to go ahead and speed this up because this took me a little while. I had to keep changing hands because I was having some issues with my right hand. But anyway, I just wanted to do this very loose flower with my palette knife. I hadn't really done something quite like this before, and for me it's hard to not get bogged down in detail. I was really trying not to let myself do that with these. So I just had a bunch of colors here, shades that I liked, and I was just working quickly, intuitively, and just putting them where I felt, the color needed to go. And honestly, I can't tell you any rhyme or reason. I wasn't going by any photo. But that is the look that I wanted to achieve with this, was just something very loose and free. I like the colors I chose. I minimized that neon pink. I used a little bit on one flower, and I don't know, I couldn't make it work for me. But I just continued to layer and layer and layer, and my palette knife just wouldn't allow me to blend too much. And that's really what I wanted. If I used a brush, there would be this desire to want to blend everything and try to make it perfect. And so the palette knife and credit cards just kind of made me scratch the paint onto the surface without trying to blend and make it perfect. And so I go back and add some more with the leaves because I want more droopy feel to the leaves in and around the flowers. And I like the effect that achieved. I put in the little stems. using the side of my knife and just pulling kind of straight down. I add a little white here and there just to add some highlight onto the stems throughout. And a few finishing touches, and I'm kind of getting to a stopping point. This is the point to where I want to basically just put it up and take a look at it in a day or two, because this isn't my journal, and I even do this sometimes in my journal. I'll go back and play with it the next day, but this one I want to do something a little bit different, and so I needed time just to kind of let it meld a little bit, sit on my table. I prop it up sometimes when I'm in my room and just look and see if I'm satisfied with it. Here I think I decided to go back and add just a little bit more purple tones, because there's just something about me and purple. I don't know what it is. I can never go wrong adding a little purple. So I just add a little bit more color. Now the next day I bring out one of my favorite stencils, and I'm just using bits and pieces of it with my white molding paste over top of the flowers. I wanted a little bit more dimension, and I love the way that this works, just using little portions of the stencil. Now what you're not seeing in between some of these is that I stop and dry it, because if you lay that right over, like it looks like I'm doing, it would just mash it all. I've just cut out all those places where I stopped and used my heat gun to dry it, except right there. So this gives me the dimension I want. Then I use some Jane Davenport inks, because I decided I just want just a little bit messier look, and I don't know, I just love that drippy look. And so I put that down, I wipe off some of it, then I bring out my pastel sticks and I add some more color. I use some of the lighter pastels to downplay and push back some of that really bright pink to make it a little less obvious or just distracting. And I add some more colors and scribbles around the page as well with my pastels. So this was really a fun project for me. I think I'm probably going to try to do some other things similar to this. I just love the look. I love the look of something really loose and fun and bright. And of course the mixed media, I like starting off with a collage in the background is my favorite. So I hope you enjoyed it, and please give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Love to hear from you. And I hope I'll see you soon. Bye.